Hi everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity uh, to give my views on what I think about uh, the problem of congestion, global warming, because we have overcongested the land, the terrestrial part of the planet. And in my previous videos, I talked about water as a source of energy, where you can use electrolysis of the water to produce hydrogen, and you have oxygen which can be used in hospitals, and the hydrogen can be used in car engines, have hydrogen driven cars. You can use hydrogen in gas generators, and you have clean energy which would give cloud cover to ease the absorption of solar heat and the warming of the earth. That one can be able to go to the previous video of water as a source of energy. But today I want to share my thoughts, my dreams, and these are based on things that have been happening around, based on innovations and plannings that futuristic planners have been doing. I've been looking at the global problem and some islands that have started submerging under the ocean, and the population growth in most of the continents. There was a warning that I don't know after how many years the world population will be too big for us to feed, and we shall destroy resources. And then I was left wondering, too big for us to feed and manage, whereas futuristic planners have designed cities that can be built under the water. Human beings have been very innovative. They have made a lung, aqua lung, what you put oxygen on the back and you're able to dive and stay underwater for a long time. With the same innovation, I think a lung is a breathing system, a gill is a breathing system. Somebody can also, if a design is put out for people, people can design gills for underwater. Get water, oxygen from the water, just like the fish do, have a breathing space that would concentrate air and you breathe without having to carry the big tanks on the back. You're able to extract air from the water, just like a fish does. It's possible, if it was possible for the land. It's only that people have not been given that challenge and innovation. There have been drawings of underwater houses. You can have underwater houses and pump the air from the top. But what about if a gill system works? Then you can have an underwater city where what oxygen and everything is extracted from the water. So you wouldn't have things protruding outside. You have a city under the water, a nice city. And I know there are futuristic, what do we call them? Architectures that have drawn such a things. You can be able to access them on the internet. They are there. They are not things that are just being imagined. They have been designed. They were designed by people years, about 20 years, 30 years ago, others some years back, planning for the future population. If 30 years they were seeing the future, I think this is the future that we should take. There have been experiments in hydroponics. If you have a city under the water and you can be able to get electricity cheaply from the same water, hydrogen and whatever, produce electricity from hydrogen and be able to manage the system under there, sewerage system, a town planning without compromising the environment, because you have learned from the way human beings have been handling the environment on the terrestrial level. We were very careless. But now you start with conservation in the mind. Have aquaculture under the water. Use some of the sea plants, because I've interacted with people from different places. People in Japan even use seaweeds for food and fish for food, easily accessible in the sea. We have two cultures. A culture on the sea, where we can make floating houses. A culture under the sea or in the water, a floating. And we depopulate the population on the terrestrial level. It is possible. There are designs for it. And those people who designed in the past were designing for the future. The future is now. So it's a high time that countries that can do that can manage with the control of usage of fossil fuel. For instance, with the example I was giving of the simplest electrolysis of water, get hydrogen, use it as a fuel, and design under the ocean, on top of the ocean, so that we have an expanded, you can have a country terrestrial and a country asteroid, an aquaculture, an aqua country in the ocean that is taking care of everything in an environmentally correct way. So it will depopulate the earth. The water is 4/5 of the land. We've not filled the land, and we can be able to scatter. You have this country on land, this country in the same country in the water, with the systems working. Those are the ideas that have been running around my mind on the things that people have designed. These are not new ideas. They are design, architectural plans, everything. It only needs the present population and the countries to channel some of the money that is put on weapons, reduce the budget, and devolve the population from both provinces. It will create jobs, it will create space, it will create money, because people who settle there will generate money from the aquaculture, different things, that new things that we'll find there, and the things that we have been having there. That is the suggestion I give. That is my take for today in this lesson.